hope I got this in a way that everybody can see it clearly. Turn it on my camera. I'm gonna have a seat now. I was asked. I did the video on recording simultaneous audio tracks into the MPC X and live, but on that video I recorded through one input onto simultaneous. I think it was 4 tracks. So one of my viewers asked, how about recording from multiple inputs onto and having each input go to a different track and recording simultaneous tracks at the same time? I said, yeah, you can do that. And the example I think he gave was miking up a drum kit and maybe having a bass guitar going into one and a microphone, a singer singing into the other one. And yeah, you can do that on the live in the X. Of course, with the X, you have more inputs, so you can do more with it, and that's one of the things I like about it. So I'm going to give a short demonstration of how that's done. I'm going to get into my seat here, and I'm going to tell y'all from the jump, I'm not a bassist at all. I do what I do with music, but playing a bass guitar is not my thing, but I'm going to use a bass guitar, and I got my keyboard over here with this demo beat on it I'm going to use. So I've already hooked up my bass guitar. Hope y'all can hear that. That's going into input 1 in the front of my MPC X, actually instrument 1 input on the front of the MPC X. Then on the back, I have my keyboard going into input 3 and 4. So let's go ahead and set up our tracks. I'm going to go to the track list, and I got a program on here with nothing in it. So I got one audio track by default. I'm going to add a second one. Going to arm, actually I'm going to put my input, let's put my keyboard on the first input. So I'm going to hit that, highlight it, and I'm going to scroll over to 3 and 4. And I should see my keyboard on that one once I hit record. Alright, my meter's moving. I got my keyboard in. And audio track 2, in order to arm it, I'm going to hit my shift key on either your QWERTY keyboard that's connected to your computer, or and that's in controller mode. You can also do this in standalone mode. But on the MPC X, of course, it's not hooked up to a computer. You're going to use the buttons on the MPC X. I'm going to hit my shift key, and I'm going to arm my second audio track. Give me a second, get my other hand free. Alright, so now I got 2 tracks armed, and I'm going to set this one to input 2, because that's my instrument input in the front of the MPC X that I have my bass guitar hooked up to. Alright, there we go. So I got keyboard, bass guitar. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start my little beat over here on my keyboard. That's my demo beat that's built into my keyboard. And I'm going to arm, I got a 4-bar, yeah, got 4 bars on there. So I'm going to record that beat onto the track, my first audio track, as you can see here. That's got input 3 and 4. And then I'm going to record my bass guitar onto audio track 2. So I'm going to let that loop all the way through. And I'm going to arm my track. Now, what I did there, I messed up a little bit, and y'all probably noticed it. I'm sure you did. My beat on my keyboard is running at 98 BPM. So I'm going to need to set my sequence to 98 BPM. So go back in the track view, and we're going to try that again. Start my beat, and then I'm going to catch it with my 4 measure count in. So obviously I'm not a bassist, and I already told y'all that. So that sounded awful, and I'm crammed over in a corner on here with my bass, trying not to hit my tripod. So I got a lot going on here. I think that was pretty good considering the circumstances, but let's see what we got here. I should have audio on both tracks. And I got it. Got my little demo beat on audio track 1 and my bass on audio track 2. Alright, hope that was a good enough explanation. Once again, audio track 1, I have it armed. Hit the shift key, arm your next audio track, and you can put whatever you want on whatever input you want and record everything at once simultaneously, multi-tracking like you would want if you got a device that should be the centerpiece of your studio. Real quick, one other thing I want to point out, for those of you who do want to record multiple simultaneous tracks and you've tried this before, then you already know. Let's add 2 more audio tracks here. You arm one, when you arm the next one, by default it's going to disarm the previous one that was already armed. So for those who didn't know, I've shown how to use the shift key, hold the shift key, and arm your next track. But there is another way if you can't free up both hands. So I want to show that. I'm going to tap and highlight the track I want to arm. Going to arm it. I'm going to tap the next track. I can go right up here to record arm and hit the hardware record arm button. Then highlight the next one. Hit that. It's going to arm the next track. So that's another way. The MPC X has a lot of things that have more than one way to accomplish a particular task. So that's how you do that.